worlds are the last places the Lord of Wisdom has been seen. The sun is a symbol of Helios, a sky city in the Dunelands to the north, home of where the Helios soldiers attacked your land, and their ruler, Ra, the divine being of the sun. The blood-red jaws that prowl the Savannah lands to the south are the symbol of Wahaina. And lastly, the stone walls are the symbol of Mad Zimbabwe, a merchant city, and the highlands to the east.
A trail to follow. 3 different places and 3 different divine beings to ask nicely.
Even if one of them has the gourd, I doubt they just hand it to us.
You will need something of value to trade for the Gourd of Wisdom, should it be in the possession of another divine being. Here, take my sacred mirror. In its reflection, the observer will see the divine in themselves.
Whoa, guys, come look at this.
Is that really what I look like?
I think you look nice, but my teeth, on the other hand.
Unruly was right. My head is kind of big.
Children, please! This is my most daunting task imaginable. My rivers are calling upon you to save the world's skin from a possessive demon.
This is ridiculous. Anywhere that isn't home is unsafe for forest people.
I understand the anguish that you feel. Your world has been turned upside down in a single moon. It is not fair. But I can assure you that the people of the forest are counting on you. We all are. If the world is too big to think about, always think about home.
What's that sound? Are those whispers?
Hurry! You must get going! The Oyimbo are close by! This world is full of creatures and strange things. If your actions are driven by fear, you all will surely die. But if your actions are driven by love, you will all find the way to the answers you seek. Love and be careful.
Behind them, a wave of lake water arched over
And be
from a
careful.
gushing tunnel to a barren wasteland beyond. They trudged onwards towards the unknown.
Love and be careful.
You can get off me now.
The morning sky was as deep as yours. The scales of the giant serpent, Ayurveda, glinted in the sunlight of the cloudless sky.
Where in the world are we?
They stood in a great sea of sand. Miles and miles and piles of sand in every direction. The horizon kissed round dunes, and the wind whipped away slices of sand from the tips of the tallest dune mounds. So much so that when you stuck out your tongue, the air tasted like salt.
I think we dropped into the Dunelands.
I don't see anything. No city tribe, no path to anywhere. There's nothing but sand. What was Oshun thinking? Sending us here? Oh, sorry, Stones. I didn't mean to yell in your ear. Don't you got sand in your eye.
I say we head that way.
How do you know?
We want to find the divine being of the sun, right? I figure the direction of the sunrise should lead us to him.
East. Of course. That's good thinking, Imposula.
Just a thought. What else would we do?
So they started walking. As the day sun rose, the sand in the dunelands sizzled with a fury, white hot and unforgiving. They trekked across mountainous hills of white sand, and their bare arms and shoulders boiled in steaming sweat. There was nothing for miles but glinting sand and salt. The horizon kissed round dunes in every direction, and the heat wave was arresting. Iyangu began to wonder if they would even survive the dunelands at all, and then they saw it. An island of green in this wasteland of tar.
Oh no, we've been going the wrong way.
No! I don't think so. That doesn't look like home.
There are hills taller than I've ever seen on that island.
Surrounded by dunes of white sand, the island of healthy vegetation and grand mountains was out of place. There was just sand, but now this mysterious island.
Wait, what's that?
Something glared at them in the distance, the midday sun. A collection of structures that glinted like gold in the sunlight.
That's the inn! Heliopolis! The city in the sands.
It looks a ways off. Maybe we should stay here and rest.
No, we can't stop. We don't know how fast your yearboat can travel. They could be close behind us. If we stop now, they could touch us while our backs are turned. We could doze off and wake up behind the eyes of a different body.
Oh, please! We've been at it all night and morning. My feet are fresh raw, and Stones has been nipping for food ever since we left Oshun's Lake. And the worst part? I'm hungry too! But I wouldn't dare eat my best friend any more than you would eat your whittling dagger.
Fine, but only for a couple of hours.
They approached the lone, odd island of jungles, snow-capped peaks, cliffs, and hills.
The leaves on these trees, they're like the feathered wings of a bird.
The air is moist, almost humid. Could there be water nearby?
There's just no way.
A green-horned scarab scurries up the vines of a thick tree trunk. Small reptilian beasts scurry about the trees.
There's also no way this island should be this deep into the dunelands.
No, I mean, look! There's just no way! Do you think we can climb it?
Since when has a tall tree ever stopped us?
In a couple of minutes, Iyangu and Olatayo had been laid down 6 bundles of girthy bananas. They bagged 5 bundles and shared the last one for a well-deserved breakfast.
I wish that this was all a nightmare, and that we could wake up in our leaf hut with Mama there watching us fall asleep, there to comfort us.
Problem is, it is a nightmare.
Do you think that this is what Oshun meant? When she said that the world is full of strange things, I mean, what kinds of divine beings and creatures do you think are out there?
Based on the bamboo stories, they'll probably be big, have fangs, and want to drink our blood and eat our flesh.
Of course, you went with the worst case scenario. I was trying to change the mood. I was hoping you'd say you run into more divines like this.
Oh, you liked them, didn't you?
Very much so, I do. Especially the part when they kissed our cheeks. Do you feel that?
What?
Something just moved. Under us.
What? Like a snake? You don't like snakes.
You stare at the snake in the sky every day.
It's different from 1,000 miles away.
Different how?
Harmless.
No! It's not a snake! It's something bigger. I hear him. This voice from below and round is...
Then a distant moan came from nowhere, and everywhere at once, the ground began to vibrate, throwing everyone off its balance.
Get off his back! Now!
cascaded off a hump the size of a great round mountain. As it rose hundreds of feet in the air, with a giant, rocky, earthy turtle with crimson chasms for eyes. A divine creature in disguise. This is Usilosimapundu, the Rugos beast, bringer of landslides and earthquakes.
Gonku! Gonku!
Usilosimapundu was irritated and loud. His blocky, bossy brown furrows. He rolled over in his sandy bed, kicking up a deadly storm.
Gonku! Gonku!
Did you understand what it was saying? Olatu? Is it going to come back and eat us?
No! I don't think so. He called for someone. Someone named Imadoni.
Do I even want to know what the dung in Imadoni is?
Trees with faces, arms, and legs watched them. Two of them. They stood, unmoving and solid as stone. More divine creatures. Were they here to hurt them? Iyanu wasn't going to wait to find out. The children were trapped, doomed, surrounded by Imidoni warriors that could crush them into puddles that would drench and color the sand like fruit sand. A leaf becomes a wooden sculpture of a woman before their very eyes. Smooth swirls of bark skin and eyes green as algae on a lake. The wood-skinned woman spoke in the language of the forest folk.
Usilosimapundu does not let anyone but the cat live off his back.
We didn't mean any disrespect. We just needed a shady place to rest. If we had known that the island was a divine being, we would have stayed away.
It is odd to see forest people this far away from the forest lands.
We were forced from the forest lands. It's not fit for anyone to live there anymore. What are you?
We are the Imadoni, tribesmen of Usilosimapundu, the divine creature and moving island. We safeguard Usilosimapundu as he travels freely across the world.
I don't think someone as big as that needs protection.
Usilosimapundu has told us to either kill you where you stand or offer to trade you as slaves in Heliopolis for the cat.
You can understand that creature too? You have a gift for speaking to creatures just like me.
Yes, Gunku. It's Usilosimapundu's way of communication.
From that moment, Walataya fell in love with talking tree.
Now, what will it be, children? Death or slavery?
You're giving us a choice?
No! Both options are actually death, but one death is less subtle than the other. And seeing as you are also fleeing death from the forest, I'd say you have no options.
Iyanu stared at Akusua and Walataya and saw only hopelessness. They were about to be sold into slavery, like the thousands of forest people stolen from the forest every day. With no hope of finding the God of wisdom and no hope of saving their people from the Oibo, their journey has just begun and it has already ended. Unless
Wait. How fast can you get us to Heliopolis?
I've never seen children so eager to die.
We're not choosing death. We're choosing to get to Heliopolis today. Now, can you get us there by the end of the day?
Yes.
So you can have us past all walls inside the city and past any guards by the end of the day.
Yes, we could carry you in our hands across the dunes. With our strides, we could have you in Heliopolis and bargain for it by day's end.
Slavery is, then.
Climb!
both of you all right?
Well, it looks like we woke a sleeping giant and lived to tell about it. Could be worse.
It's worse.
That wasn't just any giant. That was Usulo Sumapundu. He could have silenced you with a step or two, but he decided to be merciful.
Right.
The sandy earth beneath them crackled as the Iridoni began their gait towards Heliopoulos.
So, do you have a name?
I am an extension of the Imidoni. A leaf, if you can understand. I don't live long enough to need a name. I'm plucked from the Imidoni. As soon as I serve my purpose, I die.
So, you don't have a name?
No, not exactly.
Would you like a name?
I haven't been alive long enough to give it any thought.
How about Ebony?
Why that name?
Well, it's the wood you're made out of. Blackwood.
Ebony. 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 I accept. Thank you, little forest child.
No. No problem.
Ebony,
Yes?
earlier you said that Usila Simapundu only lets the cat live off his back. What did you mean by that? What cat?
Bastet, the divine being of protection. But she doesn't visit Usula Sumapundu anymore. It's a tragic story.
Ugh, there's not much else to do. And I don't think our situation can get more tragic than it already is.
Bastet is a curious divine being. She loves to explore hidden places. I watched as Bastet approached Usulo Sumapundu from the Dunland, not knowing who he really was, much like you three.
4? I got stones.
Of course. Anyway, she approached the island and searched it, looking for anything that would explain it. Back then, Usulo Sumapundu was less guarded. He was innocent, and Bastet was kind. Usulo Sumapundu revealed himself to Bastet, and she couldn't believe the sight. They spoke to each other for the first time. Well, Bastet did most of the talking. He listened. Bastet complained to Usulo Sumapundu about her family back home and cried a lot. She said she felt trapped there, but that she was free with him. Free to explore, free to speak, and free to be vulnerable. Soon after they met, Bastet made an effort to visit Usulo Sumapundu whenever the sun shined in the sky, and never at night.
Why not?
She didn't want her family to find out about them. Bastet and Usulo Sumapundu cherished a sacred friendship together. He allowed Bastet to roam the land on his back, and in return, Bastet made Usulo Sumapundu feel less alone.
Well, that's not such a tragic story. It's actually quite beautiful.
If you've ever seen something truly beautiful, you know that it never lasts. One day, Bastet arrived too early in the morning. The sun had not even breached the horizon. Usulo Sumapundu was so delighted to see her. He had shifted a mountain on his back to give her a new place to explore. But on this day, Bastet was followed into the dunes by her father, Ra, and judgmental sister, Ma'at, who had become suspicious of her. From afar, Ra watched her and Usulos Mapandu. He saw how familiar and sensual they were towards each other. This infuriated him. So he did the unthinkable. Ra attacked Usulos Mapandu and dashed out his eye. The Imidoni didn't stand a chance against fire. We couldn't do anything to save Usulos Mapandu or ourselves. All we could do was listen to her father's hate. Divine beings cannot love divine creatures. What a foul thing! Bastet had cried for Usulos Mapandu and pleaded that his life be spared. Ra said he would let the beast live if she promised never to see him again for the rest of her immortal life. Bastet would do anything to save her companion. And so we watched Bastet be dragged away by her father and sister over the dunes. Usulos Mapandu, blinded by the fires of the sun itself, could only hear her cries of farewell for him. Bastet has never come back over those dunes since then. Now, we use anything or anyone we can find to bargain for even one more moment with Bastet.
Droplets of sap seeped from Ebony's eyes.
Done.
I told you, tragic story.
What kind of father would do that to his own daughter?
To torch someone's eyes out? How evil can one be?
You all misunderstand. Bastet's father was not a man. Bastet's father is Ra, the divine being of the sun and the king of Heliopolis. That day, and for all time, King Ra's temper is bright and burning like the sun he harnesses for the light of day.
That's who we have to talk to? Do you think he can be reasoned with?
Usulos Mapandu hopes so.
Ebony looked between the gaps in the bark cage at the vast dreamland. The world seemed to bounce up and down with each step in the gates of the Imidoni that carried them towards Heliopolis.
My apologies. If you'll excuse me, I must rest. I suggest you all do the same.
The creaking of the branches was all that was heard now. A white silence that did nothing to drown out the sense of dread permeating from the bark cage. Deadly premonitions sent Iyanu's mind into a manifold of fear. What if Ra has the gourd and refuses to give it to them? Iyanu imagined a being made of pure fire, turning them all to ash on the spot. Iyanu had never felt so uncertain in all his life. At the very least, they had survived the dreamlands. Iyanu stayed focused on the plan. Find the gourd of wisdom and survive. Iyanu reached to his hunted sack for Oshun's mirror. He turned it over in his hands and felt his heart take a nosedive. Oshun's precious mirror was covered in spiderweb cracks. Their only bargaining chip was destroyed. The only thing that had of value was their lives, and they needed those if they were going to complete this journey.
The way you see the world is about to change dramatically. The world is full of creatures and strange things. This is the most daunting task. Imagine it. My rivers are calling upon you. Your people will never need you more than they need you now. If the world is too big to think about home. Love and be careful.
Love and be careful. Love and be careful. Afro-Fantasia, The Journey of the Yanu, Part 1. Ashe!